Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Watches TV, where I watch all the TV shows, and then I come over here and I react to them. Also, your go-to place for Sister Wives reaction videos, because every Monday, after Sister Wives is on Sunday, every Monday, I come over here and I react to Sister Wives. I take my notes. I'm very serious about it. We're going to talk about the Cody Browns of the world. We're going to talk about the Robyn Browns of the world. We're going to talk about their kids. Brescia, Freesia, and Shasta. And we're going to talk about their baptisms. We're going to talk about so much over here today. It's such an exciting world in the world of Sister Wives. But before I do, first of all, I have to tell you that they have been power washing our house all day long, and I have been in preparation to paint it, and I have been waiting to film this video. So you can kind of still hear them in the background, but I'm going to do my best to talk loud over it. That's the first thing. The second thing is, well, I need to get my lips ready. I need to get my lips ready if I'm going to talk about Sister Wives today. And so I'm going to put on this number 5... Marshmallow Dream, or I think it's called Mermaid Magic or something like that. Anyway, people say it looks like a powdered donut. And then I'm going to put on this lip gloss. But, you know, I have to tell you one thing. When I was watching the Sister Wives last night, have y'all noticed that, like, Robyn Brown completely does her eyes, like, everything. Like, eyeliner, lashes, eyebrows. Fierce, baby. Them eyebrows are fierce, okay? Listen, I could walk into the state fair and I could see those things on the other side. You know what I'm saying? But she don't ever wear no lip gloss, no lip balm, definitely no, like, lipstick, nothing. Girl, where's the lip treatments, Robyn Brown? Where's it at? Now, your daughters, you know, your daughters, Saffron and Brescia and Freesia and Shasta, they all wear lipstick. Why don't you wear lipstick, Robyn Brown? Is it a religious thing? I mean, none of you practice any religion, and your whole show is around a religion that, I don't know, is it a made-up religion? At this point, people used to correct me all the time. They'd be like, Peter. They're not actually part of the LDS church, as if I actually didn't know that, okay? They're actually part of this church called, I don't even know, AUL or AOL. Or AOL, do you remember back in the day when you... I don't care. None of them are practicing that religion anyway. When Cody Brown talks about God and his devotion to God on the show, it about makes me want to vomit. It about makes me want to be sick to my stomach, okay? Because he is not godly, okay? Cody Brown he might be a misogynist, and we saw that on this episode today, okay? About, oh my Lord, in Brescia's church, women are baptizing women, oh my Lord. Get over it, Cody Brown. But anyway, so I was like noticing that last night, that Robyn Brown, she don't wear no lipstick, but she does them eyes, baby. She does them eyes. My favorite part of the entire episode, which was called The Land of Milk and Honey. And so we've been on a long break from Sister Wives, if you didn't know that, okay? For you Sister Wives fanatics out there, we've been on a long break, baby. I thought they'd pick up, like, with a real exciting episode, but the episode wasn't, I mean, I could not believe they literally picked up, and they were like, we left Janelle, Christine, and David in a bar, and Janelle did her one shot she's ever done her entire life. And then it's literally, they're leaving Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm like, why did we wait all this time? So you could put other reality shows on there? I'm so over it. By the way, did you hear that woman that does the reunions, which I didn't think she did good reunions anyway. I thought she did piss poor reunions. But did you hear that she got fired because they won't do a reunion with her because she asked too tough of questions? Here's my question to you, Brown family. You want to get paid, okay, to do this show for, what is it now, 19 seasons? And none of you even, like, will film together whatsoever on the film, except for Janelle and Christine. None of the rest of you will film together, okay? But you won't do a reunion? This is so funky town to me. This is like literally, I watch a lot of reality TV, okay? I've watched the Vanderpump Rules. I've watched literally every housewife that's ever existed. I've watched The Traitors. I watched so many reality shows, okay? Survivor, Big Brother, I mean, like Amazing Race. The shows that have reunions, I mean, even like, okay, when you think about this, if you watch Vanderpump Rules, okay, Tom Sandoval cheated on his girlfriend, right? And even then, like, they were both on the reunion, and the girl that he cheated with came out. Raquel came out. Ariana's sitting there in a red revenge dress. Tom Sandoval and Raquel are sitting there talking about how much they love each other and stuff. They are willing to sit down for a reunion. Where is the contract for the show that the producers have allowed them for the last 4? I don't know why this is such a beef that I have with this show, but I really do, okay? They give so little little on this show anyway. I mean, they give so little. It's so highly contrived and concocted. I was so bored last night watching it. When it was done, I was like, I texted my friend. I said, I'm so glad that's over. My notes are done for tomorrow's video. I mean, it's like, you don't give us anything. I want a 3-part reunion with y'all sitting down. And I think Andy Cohen should do that reunion. I do, because he'd ask the questions. Of course, he'd pick his favorites, you know. But anyway, I think if Andy Cohen had a favorite of the sister wives, who do you think it would be? Do you think it would be Robyn, Christine, Janelle, or Mary? I think it would be Mary or Christine, and I don't know why, but I'm kind of leaning towards Christine. Because, you know, she'd be real touchy-feely with them. She'd be like, Andy, let's do a shot ski, you know? But anyway, so I watched it last night. Did you watch it? Oh, God, I about fell asleep. It was so boring. Anyway, so the show is called, last night's episode was called The Land of Milk and Honey. Now, I always come up with alternative titles for it. So my alternative titles were the final nail in the coffin of their dream, because Cody Brown says that in there, or the final goodbye of the entire family, because Cody Brown says that too. I will tell you one thing that I love in that they are filming separately their entire family show. I mean, when you think about the concept, right? That the whole concept of the show is built around the fact that they are this huge polygamous family and none of them are together anymore, and we are filming Mary separately. I mean, her friend Jen has become a co-star of this show because there ain't nobody else, and I like Jen, I like her, but there ain't nobody else to film with Mary. If Jen is not there, or her decorator, carpenter guy, or whatever, then it's just Mary in the kitchen. I don't know, moving shit around. I don't know. I mean, there's no reason for us to film Mary in Parowan, Utah. None whatsoever, okay? And I like Mary, okay? And I like to hear what she has to say. But if Jen's not there, there's nothing to film. So Jen has to be there, right? Because who's she having a conversation with? You know what I mean? The dog or something like that. And then you got Christine and Janelle. They'll talk to each other. And Christine and David and Truly just helped Janelle moved to North Carolina with Maddie and Caleb, where they started their farm and stuff. Now, this is, 2 years ago, but in real time. But anyway, and then you got Robyn and Cody Brown and their kids, their 15 kids or whatever they got now. I don't even know. They went out to this celebration dinner for Freesia's, Freesia. I don't know what, Aurora. I don't give a shit about them kids' names. Anyway, for her baptism. Congratulations on your baptism. Anyway, I thought it was kind of weird that she asked her dad to baptize her. Her dad, anyway, so we'll get her dad, that's not her dad, that Cody Brown that had all his wives, and he's like, oh, please, I just thought that was so weird, especially when he's like at somebody else's church. That moment was kind of nice. He's like, I just leaned into God. But then before that, he said, it's kind of a weird church. Like, they don't even have a baptismal font, and women are baptizing women. Oh, Cody Brown, in 2025, women baptizing women? Oh, I forgot. You're still in 1860, where a man is married to 4 women and treats them like shit. I forgot about that, Cody Brown. But anyway, so they're all out to dinner and things like that, I was like, who are these kids? I remember Solomon being born, and I was like, Solomon, has he grown? I mean, I feel like he's been the same age for, the last 6 years. They don't hardly ever show Solomon, and what's his sister's name? Haley? No, that's Haley Mills from the Parent Trap. I don't even know what his sister's name is, but anyway. Mary says later she misses the kids and she wishes she could have a relationship with them so she could see the kids. But they don't even remember you. Mary, those kids don't remember you. They don't care about you, girl, okay? They've been locked up in that house in the mountains for so long, they don't even, listen, they don't even know people are. I think Cody Brown told them that an apocalypse happened and none of them ever leave the house. Except for the maid that then went to her boyfriend, and then they got the pandemic thing, and then they brought it back to the house because they weren't following the rules when everybody else was. But anyway, so I watched this last night, and it starts off with Janelle, and she's still moving to North Carolina with Christine and David, and and then they're showing that whole drive, and they're talking about, and it's so boring. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. As much as I cannot stand that they're not filming together, I mean, well, how can they, first of all, right? Christine is helping Janelle move, so that's why they're filming together. But when Christine goes back, it's going to be Janelle with Maddie and Caleb, which I am interested in that storyline. Christine with David, baby, I could care less about that storyline. I've had enough of that storyline, okay? Truly, I kind of like. I think she's really interesting, but they don't really show a whole lot of Truly. I love to hear what Truly had to say. I mean, I see the shorts and stuff come up and the Facebook things about what all the kids have to say about their dad, but I want to see it on the show. You know what I mean? Like, they'll let all these these wives and the kids, they all talk mad shit. Have you seen these Facebook posts come out, these stories they do on Facebook and the Instagrams and the TikToks? They talk mad shit. Why are you not bringing it to the show? Who is running the show, okay? Is it Cody Brown? I'm so confused who is running this show. So anyway, but I'm kind of like, Truly Brown's kind of interesting to me, but they don't give her a lot of airtime. So when Christine and David go back, it's going to be about what? Her rental that she bought and redecorating every room to look like shrimp cocktails? I could care less. And then you got Janelle and Maddie and Kayla building their farm, which they've already built out. We already know that. And I am kind of interested in that. And then you got Mary and Parowan with nobody, except for the husband that's going to be a loyal boyfriend or husband to her that she's going to travel around the world with. Okay. Where is she met him yet? I think she showed some picture of some guy and then she's not dating him anymore or something like that. I don't know. I wish her the best of luck with her love life. But anyway, and then Robyn and Cody on their house still talking about Coyote Pass, you know? And the only interesting thing is, and this is where they do know good television, Cody and Robyn fighting over whether they can continue to be in a monogamous or polygamous marriage. Like, that's really the only interesting thing on the show. But I will say this, okay, is that none of them know what the other people are going to say. And so when you show something, okay, like when they say something and then they flash to like Mary and she talks about it, like they'll say, well, what do you remember of camping? And they flash it to Robyn and they go, what do you remember of camping? Baby, they were working so hard to get their stories straight when they were living in those same houses on the same cul-de-sac in Vegas. But ever since then, they can't get a story straight to save their lives. Because, Robyn's always like, well, they're jealous of me. Baby, ain't nobody jealous of you, okay? Nobody, listen, Robyn. Nobody wants what you have, okay? Nobody want that man. Nobody wants your life. Nobody wants what you have, okay, Robyn? Cody's talking about, if he doesn't want Robyn to go to church because all these men are going to be fawning over her. Who? Who's taking tickets to marry that? I'm just asking you right now, okay? She is the most manipulative, she don't even let her daughters go nowhere, okay? They have to ask mom and dad at 20 years old if they can go to church, okay? Seriously, they don't get any payouts from the show? I'd be like, you need to be writing me a check, Dad, okay? I gave you that baptism moment for the show. You need to be writing me a check. And me and Brescia are moving up into an apartment, okay? And we're going to get us some fake IDs and go do shots up at the street at Joe's Grill. You need to give us a payout, Dad, okay? We have played the dutiful daughters. That's what I would have said. But anyway, so it starts and they're moving. This is the other thing. It just is like, this move of Janelle's, I was like, they start off with it, and I'm like, oh, they're going to carry this out through the whole episode, aren't they? I was just like, this baptism, a whole episode. It's like they give so little on an episode. I'm so bored of it. So anyway, Janelle's moving to North Carolina with Christine and David. Then we're back, and Robyn and Cody are moving. They say they're moving on with their life, and they're getting rid of toxicity. I love this, don't you? I love that Robyn and Cody are the ones that are left behind and everybody else done got rid of them. Like, Christine left, Janelle left. Mary didn't really. That's what makes me sad. Like, nobody really wanted Mary anymore, I've heard all the allegations about Mary and stuff like that. But they all left Cody, okay? And Cody goes, we had to get rid of a toxicity. Oh, no, baby, everybody left you. Everybody left you, okay? That's what happened. Okay. But they kind of believe each other's lies, you know what I mean? And now I forgot what my favorite part was. My favorite part was at the celebration dinner. This is in my notes. When Cody is like talking about how Brescia and Frecia, those two sisters, I don't know what their names are. Aurora and Brianna, I know what their names are. But anyway, sometimes I have to like wiggle my toes. It sets off neurons in the brain just to remember their names. Aurora and Brianna. I think Frecia, Satine, Cherish... Robyn Brown is so the woman that would name a daughter Cherish, isn't she? But anyway, I think those are such better names. Mattress, something like that. Satine and Mattress. But anyway, I love this scene when Cody says, oh, sometimes the kids just stop and they just look at us and they look at Robyn and the kids are looking at Robyn and Cody looking at each other because they're just so in love. What kids? What funky town house is this going on in? Where 19 and 20-year-old kids are staring at their mom and dad, just looking at each other's eyes. Give me a fucking break. What kids are doing this at 19 and 20? Are they allowed to watch TV shows? They need to be watching Love Island or something like this, okay? Those girls are not normal. They are not normal. I am so worried for Satine. So don't come for me. Do not come for me and say they are grown-ass adults that are choosing to be on that show. You don't see that kid of hers. What was his name? Dakota. I can't remember that boy's name that they moved at. What was his name? I can't remember now. He was real nice. When it start with a D? He's never in no episodes. None of them are any episodes. Maddie, she looks pissed. Like, damn, I got to be here because we're building the farm. You know, Janelle still got to get her check so she can pay off Coyote Pass. But listen, I already know all the finances of Coyote Pass. Anyway, we'll get to that later. But what was that kid's name? It wasn't Dakota. What was his name? But they moved to Arizona so he could go to school there, right? But he's never in any of that. He don't even come to his sister's baptism. He must be busy in school, baby. He must be busy in school. So anyway, but they talk about how they're moving on with their life, and Cody and Robyn, and they talk about how they haven't seen Mary since Robyn says she hasn't seen Mary since her move, and this is just the final goodbye to the family, is what Cody says. Now we're back with Janelle, and they're talking about how Janelle would go on trips by herself when they lived in Vegas, and Christine said if she would never have gone on a trip, so if they were still married, she'd still be waiting for Cody to go on a trip, which is really sad, honestly. Christine says she feels more confident and independent now with David than she ever has. David says there's no keeping score in a relationship. This is what I love. This is a prime example of what I'm talking about, okay? When one of them says something and then they ask the other ones, well, what do you think about keeping score in a relationship? I live for this. And this is the downfall of it, okay? So David tells his story to Christine about his polygamous sister that used to fight with her sister wives over a radio, okay? And David thinks it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous too. I guess maybe I need to see that radio first though. Is it like an old jam box, you know, that you put your cassette tape into it, you know? Yo, Janet, I'm about to get this. You want this, but do you really think that you can get this at first distance? We used to do jump rope up in the driveway. Big Mac filet of fish, quarter pounder French fries. Anyway, I'd have to see that radio to know if I was going to fight with one of my sister wives over it. But anyway, Christine says that she used to feel that way with her sister wives, and she always felt like she was getting the scraps. And then both Robyn and Cody chime in, and Robyn says, if you're constantly using that scoreboard against each other, are you enemies or are you like sister wives? I'm like, well, the problem with that, Robyn, is that ever since you entered the picture, like, you've always been the one that got everything. The other wives didn't. So if you're keeping the score, you're always on top, see? It's like a cheater in class that don't want, you know, anybody, they don't want anybody, like, you know, talking about cheaters because they're cheating on the exam. So, yes, okay, that's how it works. They showed this scene of when they talked about Robyn Brown calling Cody Brown originally that he was her soulmate or whatever, she was his soulmate or whatever, or he was her soulmate. Do you remember, like, she's kind of had this gallop in her walk. She's like, oh, Cody. Oh, Cody. She always kind of acted so, like, demure. You know how that word's come back? She always kind of acted all like, oh, Cody. Oh, my wives, Cody. She don't act like that anymore, baby. They show her in an interview, and she is set like that. She is set and sit, okay? And she's like, listen, there's no scoreboard to be kept, okay? Are we even sister wives or are we enemies? I'm like, oh, you got a lot to say about it now, don't you, Robyn Brown? Because now you're the only one with this man. And you know what? And it reads every bit on your face. I do not want to be married to this man anymore, is what it reads. Anyway, so then they go on about that, and then Christine talks about how Robyn on the camping trips, okay? They go on this whole thing about talking about how Cody really liked the wives. Was this laughable to anybody else? That he always liked them to look so nice or look so good and things like this. I don't know why this was laughable to me. I mean, it kind of did take me back to the Affliction, you know, shirts and jeans and the leather purses that had all the bedangles on them. But anyway, so Janelle and Christine are talking about how they would do like all the cooking and the cleaning on the camping trips, and Robyn would be sitting there painting her face, okay? And they show a picture of her painting her face, and Cody's sitting there, and somebody else, I don't think it was Mary, but anyway, and Janelle's like, I didn't really care. She's like, I just wanted to cook. And Christine's like, well, it wasn't fair. It totally wasn't fair, because Robyn would just sit there and do her makeup. And then she's not. And so anyway, so then they flash to Robyn or Cody, and Cody's like, or they say, Christine said something about how, this is why I just love talking about this show so much. I just get so just tickled. I love talking about, but Christine's like, yeah, and Cody, yeah, and Cody, her voice. Anyway, she's like, yeah, and then Cody always complimented Robyn and her kids after she spent 3 hours doing her makeup and doing their hair, Brisha and Frisha's hair. And then Cody be like, you and your girls look really good, you know? And then, and Janelle was like, I don't give a shit, I was just cooking anyway. But anyway, and Christine said, been out of shape about it all these years later. And then they flashed to Robyn about the camping trips, right? And her response her response to sitting there when they've already shown the clip of her spending all this time while Janelle and Christine are sweating bullets out in the woods, okay, cooking for everybody. They've shown this picture of Robyn sitting in this fold-out chair next to just putting on her eyeshadow palette for days, you know what I mean? And then they flip to her, and then they go, well, what do you think about the camping or whatever? And she goes, well, one time I was really pregnant, and I just puked my guts out. I was like, she's like, I wasn't putting makeup on. I was like, girl, they just literally just showed you. They boogered you, okay? They showed with receipts and evidence and proof, okay? You weren't puking at a side note 10, maybe 5 hours later, okay? Probably from that 2 pounds of makeup you done put on your face was probably weighing your head down into the ground. So anyway, so then, and I love me a good glam look. I do, okay? I don't call that a glam look. I don't know what that is, okay? I call that wasting time doing makeup because I don't want to cook, is what I call that. I think that shows that Robyn kind of always knew what she was doing. You know what I mean? Robyn kind of always knew what she was doing. So I just sit here and act like I'm kind of like painting my face, but I don't really ever come up with any results. Then I won't have to cook. Well, Christine and Janelle are just busting their asses in there, you know? So anyway, they all talked about how Cody wanted them to look good. He was always comparing them all the time. But do you remember when Robyn came in and they talked about she was the trophy wife? And she's like, stop! I mean, I never thought that Robyn was the trophy wife. I don't really know how to say this and be this real about it, but like, are any of us thinking, like in reality, okay? Like in reality, if you saw Robyn walking down the street, would you be like, that is a trophy wife? I wouldn't. I'm just being honest, okay? Let's put the Wonder Woman lasso of truth around every single one of you. If you saw Robyn Brown walking down the street, would you be like, damn, that is literally the definition of a trophy wife? Not me. I don't know about you. I don't know what other competition she had in that church, but she moved to the front of the pew very quickly. So anyway, they're all talking about that, and then Cody said that he and the first wives, they got along enough to survive, okay? And Robyn agrees with this. And I'm like, oh, so if Cody and the other 3 wives, they show this picture of them in the early days, if you got along well enough to survive, then what you're saying is when Robyn came in, she ruined everything. You no longer could survive with Robyn in the picture. So it is Robyn's fault. It always has been Robyn's fault. And you both agreed to that on national television. Well, thank you. We've cleared that up now. So then let's go back in. Now they're back in. They're in North Carolina. Janelle says she's finally moved in. She's ready to have Coyote. She wants nothing to do with Cody Brown anymore, and the only thing that's tying her to it is Coyote Pass. She wants that thing sold and done with, and she wants it done. And she wants to just have the property sold so she can be done with it all. Now we're back in Parowan with Mary. And does anybody ever stay at that B&B? I think now she's got it closed down, but does anybody ever stay at that B&B? Oh, I forgot about this. This is one of my other favorite moments of the show. And Jen is talking about an email that she gets about an order from Sister Wives Closet. Did y'all think Sister Wives Closet came to die? And yet they bring it up again. Now, I have to tell you, I did try to get on Sister Wives Closet about a year ago when I was binge watching the show. And I did notice that the cart was still open, but the website was down. It said everything was out. But you could still put things in the order. And so that's what they're talking about, right? I mean, I didn't order anything. I had thought, like, in the early seasons, it'd be real fun to have, like, a Sister Wives necklace to wear for these videos. But then I thought, no, I'm not putting any money in their pockets. But anyway, you know what I mean? But anyway, so apparently, she's still talking about that Sister Wives Closet. Girl, I loved, who was it? Was it Mary? When she's talking about Robyn at that one episode in Las Vegas, when she's like, yeah, Mary, like Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, Mary, like we all had to put our money into Sister Wives Closet. And Mary goes, I'm still waiting for that check. Because you know they haven't got one check from that junk jewelry. They couldn't even sell it to swap meets. Anyway, so we're there. Robyn says she put the website on hold, but the cart is still open, so sometimes orders go through. We should all rush over there and order something from Sister Wives. Don't do it. It's not nice. Then Mary talks about her healing her relationship with Robyn. She's so back and forth with this. Do they even watch the episodes? I mean, do they even see how these people treat them? Following the rules during the lockdown, but she never saw them. So Mary's like, I followed all the rules during the lockdown, and like they never even came over. I had this playground for the kid that I got for the kids, but they never even came to, like, we couldn't even social distance outside. Like, she's just made up all these excuses. Robyn says that they really struggled to get their schedules lined up. I'm like, Mary, why don't you come out and call her out on her bullshit? Why don't you call her out? Mary just won't. I don't get it. Mary said, well, she does when she's selling her shit online. Those LuLaRoe tights. When she's doing that, she'll like tell you a bunch of secrets on there. That's why you got to go to her live sales. Mary says she tried so hard and Robyn didn't put any effort in. Mary says people think that Robyn was manipulated, but she didn't think that it was intentional. Well, I mean, it depends on what you think is intentional. Like, intentional to be mean to Robyn? No, I don't. Or to Mary? No, I don't think that was intentional. Intentional to get Cody to be... I don't think she ever wanted Cody as on her own. I think she wanted to be Cody's favorite. Because she knew if she was Cody's favorite, then she would be treated better. I think that's what she wanted. She always wanted to be the number one. She wanted to be Cody's favorite. I don't think she wanted to be a monogamous with Cody Brown. I don't think that's it at all. I don't think she gave a fuck about her sister wives. Ooh. I don't think she gave a fuck about her sister wives, but I don't think she wanted to be alone with Cody Brown. I think that. Do I think it's intentional? I think it was intentional to get to be number one, but not to put Mary down. Robyn says she always had Mary's back. Girl, do you need me to cite 300 examples? I should screenshot that and make a video. Times Robyn didn't have Mary's back is what I should do. Okay, we'll make that video. And she goes, even when people were plotting against her, I'm like, see, this proves right here how shady and calculating you are, Robyn Brown, okay? Because you go, even when people were plotting against her. If you watch that, are you all thinking to yourselves, who's plotting against Mary? Who is plotting against Mary that Robyn knew they were plotting against Mary? The only person would be Cody that she would know, unless she was talking to Janelle or Christine or the kids. So she's got to be talking about Janelle or Christine. So what were Janelle and Christine plotting against Mary that Robyn was aware of? But she just wants to slide it in there and act like, what? Who, me? I didn't say it. Come on, Brescia. Aurora has been at church shopping, and then she decided she'll go and get baptized. This was in the last episode, too, that we saw. They all talked about their experiences with baptism. They all go through this whole thing. It's boring. Cody says friends are baptizing friends at this church, and women are baptizing women. And I'm like, yes, Cody. Women do baptize women. It happens every day. And then Cody's baptizing her. The band is playing the whole time. You can tell that Robyn and Cody are real put off because they talk about this band. But they're like, yeah, the band's playing the whole time. It's really inspirational. You know, Cody's like, what the fuck kind of church is this where the band is playing the whole time? But he won't say it because it's bad television, see? So we don't ever get to really see the real Cody Brown, which is why do we have a reality television about a family that's fake as shit? That's my question to you. He said he respected her beliefs and he fell back on what he believed. And I'm like, well, that was kind of a sweet moment, I guess, for Brescia or Aurora. They don't even have a daughter named Brescia, do they? Brianna. Mattress and pillow. I don't know. I don't care what their names are. Listen, they get more airtime than the rest of the kids, so they should probably get a check so they can get their own apartment. Then they have this dinner to celebrate, and he goes, at Josephine's. Like, are we supposed to know what that is? I don't live in Flagstaff, Cody Brown. I don't know what Josephine's is, but isn't that the same place y'all go for every dinner? Do they have, like, was that a sponsorship? Was that a non-disclosed sponsorship? Because he goes, at Josephine's. No, he didn't do that, but he should have. I'm like, are we supposed to know what Josephine's is? What is Josephine's? I'm so clueless right now. I know somebody will let me know in the comment section below. Then we're back at Mary's. Okay, wait a second. They had this dinner to celebrate. None of the kids have joined the church, is what Robyn says. Robyn says she feels like they failed the kids because none of them are going to church. None of you go to church. None of you go to church. If you feel like you failed your kids, Robyn, and you are saying on television, national television, I feel like we failed our kids because none of our kids go to church, that might be the first sign to maybe go to church because you want your kids to be involved in church, but you're still not going to church, okay? And Cody doesn't want you going to church because he's afraid that other men will find you attractive and that they will want you to be their trophy wife, as if. But anyway, then they have this dinner to celebrate and talking about that, and then Robyn says that's where she fails, because she says they were focused on their jealousy and weren't including God enough, okay? Well, basically what you're saying is that y'all were jealous of each other, and so you weren't going to church enough or following the rules or whatever. I don't know. But you only have Cody and the kids to take care of now, and I am sure that Flagstaff has enough churches for you to find a church to go to. So if you wanted to go to church, Robyn, Mary, Christine, and Janelle are not stopping you from that, okay? So I don't know how you're the only one that's failing your kids now if you really feel like it's that important for them to be involved in church. If you think it's a failure that your kids are not involved in church and your two daughters are church hunting on their own, or their own, and you're not even, they showed one episode where Robyn went to one church with them. They never showed it again. So if you feel like it's such a failure, get your ass to church, Robyn Brown. I don't know what to tell you. You and Cody both don't want to go to church. You want a television show that you're highly paid on to have $1 million home. That is, the whole concept of the show is a religious ideology of polygamy based on a church ideology, but none of you ever go to church or follow any kind of godly ways. It's bullshit to me is what I think. The camera's going to stop, so hold on a second. Wink, wink. Okay, let's get back in this. So they're still at Josephine's for like the whole restaurant, or for the whole episode. Back at Mary's house, Jenny on the block. Jen says, if Cody, I hope Jen's getting paid. Jen says if Cody hadn't been at the movie, then Robyn wouldn't have brought the fabulous gift. She was a fabulous gift. She makes a point of saying, it's kind of funny. And so then they show the gift. Mary's like laughing. I mean, all their gifts were junk through the years. Let's just be for real, okay? Where is all that shit? The plastic bin in Mary's garage. But anyway, all this stuff they put together for the holidays. But it's this frame. It says some angel quote in it. It looks like she done whipped it up with a hot glue gun. It's just so ugly. It's just like, and Robyn's like, I'm gonna miss you so much. Here's this angel friend. It just was weird. I don't know. Now, looking back on it, I mean, it's also effing weird, isn't it? And then Robyn, am I going to make it through this video? I mean, I'm having more fun talking about it than I did even watching it. Okay, so I put on here an angel quote in a frame. Robyn reached out and Mary said, I don't know how to be friends with my ex-husband's wife. I think that makes total sense. I think that statement is probably one of the clearest statements I have ever heard on this show, even more than Christine having to explain to us for 16 seasons everything that everybody's already done because everybody else has already been married. She explained to us what an engagement party, dress shopping, weddings, explained all that stuff to us. But Mary said a very true statement that she don't know how to be friends with her ex-husband's wife. I've never heard a truer statement. Mary says a lot of conversations would have to happen, and she didn't know if she'd be honest. If she didn't know if she was being honest, she didn't know if Robyn would like what she had to say about it. And she said Robyn didn't come over and bring the kids outside for their playground visits during the lockdown. Nobody came over to visit Mary. I didn't feel bad for Mary during all that. And Mary said she would like to have a relationship with the kids. And she grieves a relationship with Robyn. But if they were to go back, it just was this whole conversation. It's just giving Mary airtime is what it is. It was stupid. There's lots of history. Everything we already know. Mary hopes they can get to a place where they can interact with it without it being weird. Girl, okay, listen. We know it. You know it. Christine knows it. Janelle knows it. Robyn and Cody know it. The show's weird, okay? The show is fucking weird, okay? It's weird. It's gotten weirder through the years. I don't know why we bought into it some years ago. I thought it was kind of homey and things like that. I don't know. It's weird, okay? The whole concept is weird. I'm sorry. I know this is not a popular opinion. I think polygamy is weird. I just think all of it's weird, okay? There should not be a place. Not only that, but your ex-sister wife, now the sole wife of your ex-husband, Cody, treated you like shit, okay? Talked behind your back and was ruthless to you, okay? And also knows that people were plotting against you and never brought it to you and never defended you, okay? She said that in this episode. These are like 400, you know they talk about like green lights now? These are like 400 red lights. Can you give me even 2 or 3 green lights, Mary? Which should be a reason why you would want to continue this relationship other than the viewer to make us think that maybe you and Robyn will work things out. I don't want you to work things out. As a viewer, I don't want you to work things out with Robyn and Cody. I don't think it's healthy for your mental health. I don't think it's good for you. I think you need to move on and leave these people in the dust, okay? I think they're disgusting people. I think they treat people like shit and they take no accountability. I think Mary, Christine, and Janelle need to move on, okay? I think the show needs to end. I won't really have a whole lot to cover over here about true crime anymore, but I think the show needs to end. It's done, okay? It's done, and we're trying to keep something alive that there's no point to anymore. It's stupid, okay? To even be talking about, well, I hope that Mary does not want to heal this relationship with Robyn. It's all just for the show. It's all just for the show. So now we're doing things for the show that don't even make sense, okay? Janelle talking about, I'm finally on my farm. I'm finally on the place that I will live till I die. I mean, she's very finite about it. She's like, this is where I'm at. I don't want anything to do with Cody. I don't want anything to do with Mary. If, you know, Christine and David want to pop in and maybe we can have a beer on the porch or something like that, that's fine, but I'm done with these people, okay? Janelle gets it, okay? Christine, she seems happier than ever in marital bliss. I hope it lasts. Mary is trying to keep the show alive because, I don't know, maybe it's all she's got or something like that. Let it go, girl. Let it go, okay? We're back in with Janelle in North Carolina with Christine and David. They're laughing about, this was good too, about because, you know, Cody said that the only thing that Janelle, he objectified her, okay, or she objectified him. The only thing that she liked about him was his nice pecs and his rock hard abs. He clarifies and says it was actually washboard abs and buns of steel. He clarifies it very seriously, by the way. And he goes, I was just an object to Janelle. Well, you know, there's a lot that I think about Janelle. There's a lot that I thought about Janelle through the years. Janelle does not, and maybe I'm wrong, but after 19 seasons, I feel like you can kind of judge a book by its cover a little bit. Even you might take a few sneak peeks in there at that book. I don't know that Janelle is the woman that would stay married to a man that was taking her money, treating her like shit, treating her kids like shit, over buns of steel and rock hard abs. I actually feel like that is condescending, patronizing, and really oppressive to Janelle on a level that statement alone, that she just saw me as an object. So the mother of your children, you are saying only stayed with you because she wanted to have sex with you, okay? First of all, what you're saying is that you don't think that Janelle could have got it from anybody else, number one. Number two, that's how you speak about the mother of your children. It's disgusting to me. So when I refer to Robyn and Cody as disgusting, that's why, okay? For reasons like this. And Robyn standing by this man, and standing by this misogynist man that treats women, not just his wives, but other women, like shit, this is a good example of all of this, okay? We're at the celebration dinner again. Cody's talking about devoting himself to God. Anytime is good, night and day. When do you do it, Cody? I don't know, in 19 episodes, other than a couple times that you guys were in front of the TV, praying however you do it, kneeling on your knees, have I ever heard you talk about God unless it works for you, okay? My neighbor just texted me. But anyway, about the power washing people. Anyway, then they were talking about marriage, and Brianna jokes about them being soulmates. And Cody says, I mean, Brianna, Brisha, and Mattress, they all know it's a joke, okay? They all know the marriage between Cody and Robyn is a joke. They can all see I think Robyn probably says to them, girls, we are getting out of here. As soon as the show is over, we're out. I promise we're going to get us a real nice place. Just stay, okay? I will go get you whatever Forever 21 clothes you want. Baby, we are out of this place, okay? We just got to stay on it for as long as the show. I got to get my paycheck. I think that's what Robyn says to these kids, okay? So anyway, Cody says the kids just stop and stare at he and Robyn because it's just so much fun to watch them. That comment alone is so fucking weird, Cody, that if you ever watch that scene back, that your 20-year-old daughter, it's not Little House on the Prairie, okay? None of you are like that, all right? The reality is, okay, that you're married to Robyn and she brought her kids into the marriage and you've had other kids. And while you were married to Robyn, you were fucking 3 other women, okay? That's the reality. So when they're looking at you, okay, and staring at you, thinking about the fact that you are just so in love with each other and your soulmates, I don't know that at 20 years old, when I question authority and everything else, I'd probably be looking at you thinking, how did that man fuck 4 women and have 25 kids and he don't talk to none of them except for us? Like, what is going on here? I would be looking at you with a raised eyebrow is what I would be looking at you. Not like y'all were soulmates meant to be, okay? That whole idea of this soulmates thing that they're trying to paint this picture of with Robyn and Cody, I am so over that, okay? I am so over that whole idea. Then they go in and talk about how soulmates and plural marriage is not a good idea, and Robyn doesn't like, whenever anybody she's the one that said it first, okay? Let's forget this. Cody says Robyn doesn't like the idea of soulmates, and she's like, well, because in plural marriage, you really shouldn't have soulmates. And then Janelle and Christine and Mary all talk about soulmates and plural marriage and all this kind of stuff. And then Robyn, well, I just don't like that. It's not right in plural marriage. Girl, you're not in a plural marriage anymore, okay? But let's go back in time because they show the clips. And you were the first one that brought up plural marriage, soulmates. You said in the bathroom, they show you say it twice, okay? Christine didn't say it. Mary didn't say it. Janelle didn't say it. Cody didn't say it. You said it, Robyn. You said that he was your soulmate. You're the one that started that narrative 18 seasons ago, okay? So now to shy away from it, like, what? They're all talking about me. No, girl, you brought it on camera. You were the one that said that Cody was your soulmate. So for you to want to paint a new narrative today and a new picture, like, that's not true, and they've all been gunning you for years. Girl, you're standing in a bathroom, okay, leaving your house, kissing your husband, which you're not supposed to do yet because he's not your husband, when he's going to the hospital because Christine's in fucking labor, and you want to paint a picture like you've done nothing wrong? Girl, you weren't even following the discipline of your religion when you were in it back then, okay? That was a no-no. We all let it happen because we're like, oh, a 4th wife, sister wives. Girl, please sing me another song at this opera of the sad life of Robyn Brown, okay? So then we go, I've still got so many notes. No, only 3 paragraphs yet. We go and see Janelle and Maddie and Caleb's property, and she says it's just trees and dirt. And it's beautiful. Christine says it's over 150 acres. It's like 159 acres. It is absolutely gorgeous. And then Christine and Mary say that was never their dream to own their own property. Mary wants to travel with a husband who is her cheerleader. Financially, everything is right in the farm, so Janelle says she has to make it work. Now we're back at the celebration. Robyn and Cody do a lot. They talk about how they did a lot of work after the splits happened. So Robyn has now used this word through this whole episode, referring to the divorces as the splits. So, like, imagine, like, what's that show that just came out? Where they're all like, what's that show called? Why can't I think of it? But they have words for all, it's like, that is such, like, now they're going to refer to, like, Christine, Janelle. They haven't yet, but I could just see it happening. To Christine, Janelle, and Mary as the splits. The Handmaid's Tale, that's what I was thinking of. That they're going to just be referred to as the splits from now on. She's like, yeah, after the splits, girl, the banana splits. After the splits, we had a lot of trouble. Like, we just weren't getting along. I had to tell Cody, what'd she have to tell Cody? That he was being a meanie pants or something like that. A moody butthole. She had to say, girl, zip it, Peter. Don't go. Don't be, okay. She struggled with how he was cheating her because he was being a moody butthole. Girl, there's a lot I want to hear about, and one of them is not Cody Brown's butthole. I don't care about that, okay? Now, y'all can expose some other secrets on the show, but I don't need to hear about Cody Brown's butthole. I just don't need to hear about that at all, okay? And then Brianna says, oh wait, then they're talking about how, and Robyn's like, well, marriage is the biggest decision that you'll ever make it in your life. Twice, because she's been married twice. And Brianna says, why? That Brianna girl, you can tell, listen, they could put her in a prairie dress and put her hair back in one of them big JoJo Siwa bows, but baby, she is a wild child. That Brianna, Brisha, Freesha, she is a wild child. You can just tell. She gonna give them all kinds of hell. She don't want to go to church. She don't want to get married. She don't want to do none of it. She wants to get the hell out of that house, and I don't blame her. And so Robyn's like, well, marriage is the single most important decision you'll ever make in your entire life. And Brisha's like, why? I loved it. And so Robyn says, she gives her all these reasons why, because, anyway, it changes everything in your life. Robyn's like, I'm not sure I would live in plural marriage again. Well, nobody's asking you to. But anyway, she said she would need to get a guarantee that she would get along with the other 3 wives. Girl. Now, we have literally watched 19 seasons of other women talk about, like, David's sister fighting over radios. And unless there's shit that's going on behind the scenes that none of them have ever spoken about, you hear these stories about, like, the Warren Jeffs wives. And they've even had people on there, like, what was it, Christine's mom? Or, I mean, you've had all these other different women that are like, none of my sister wives and I ever got along. We hated each other. Okay, unless they haven't shared what really happened. I mean, we knew that, like, Janelle and Mary went to therapy. They didn't get along and things like that. Christine don't like Mary now and all that kind of stuff. But, like, they've never really shared a lot of that stuff. So, what are you talking about, Robyn? Because until Flagstaff, we thought you all did get along. Or was it all just a scam to keep putting checks in your pocket to buy these $1 million houses that you still won't fucking sell Coyote Pass to give the other wives a split? Give them their banana split. Now we're back in North Carolina on the property. They're finding bones. Janelle's talking about lots of wildlife, bears and snakes and things like that. Janelle talks about the hard work it's going to be in the first 5 years, and she's very excited about it. Christine says Janelle should meet a guy on Farmers Only. She's like, I met David. She swiped once and she got married. Okay, let's just call it for what it is, Christine. And I'm happy for you, okay? And I think David is a phenomenal guy. I love what he has to say. I love his perspective. He's a nice guy, and he's perfect for Christine, okay? I think he really loves and cares about her. But she swiped one time and met a husband, okay? So Janelle don't want to meet a man. Okay, listen, Janelle's not going to be getting married. She's not going to have a boyfriend. Janelle don't care about that kind of shit, okay? Janelle was a one and done. She had Cody. She got her kids. She loves her kids. She loves her grandbabies. She don't want to be married again. Janelle don't want to be married again. Quit pushing it on her, Christine. You can tell. Christine wants to, listen, Janelle wants to sit on her front porch and drink coffee, and she wants to probably watch her stories that she's going to record while she's working out on the farm all day long. She wants to be a grandma. She don't care about no man anymore, okay? Janelle is done with that. She don't care. She every once in a while, she'll be like, well, I might get married again. Janelle don't care. Janelle does not want to get married again, okay? Trying to hook her up on Farmers Only, which I didn't even know was a thing. I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know it was called Farmers Only. Anyway, Christine says, well, I don't know, maybe a landscaper. I've got lots of thoughts about it. And David's like, you have lots of thoughts? She's like, I have lots of thoughts about it. She could come up with lots of ideas. She should narrate books. Anyway, everybody's very excited for Janelle. I'm excited for Janelle. She goes, this is her home place. This will be the last place she lives. And I love that for it. So that was last night's episode. Woo! That was a whirlwind. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you ready for next week's episode? Even the trailer looked boring. Even the trailer for next week's episode looked boring. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.